my dears. Granny has missed you so much. And Ginger the cat has too. Now tell me, are your teeth brushed? Your pajamas on? Now listen closely. Open your ears and your imagination, because Granny is about to begin tonight's bedtime tale just for you.
Once upon a time, a kind man and his wife lived in a beautiful, cozy house deep in the forest. They loved each other, but they were a little sad because they never had children. But they were always content and happy to have each other. One day, while they were enjoying the beautiful weather, they saw a small snake coming toward them. The wife said, "Look at this beautiful little snake. I wonder where his parents are." The little snake looked at them and replied, "I heard you don't have children. I would be honored if you took me as a son." The wife took the little snake in her hand and said, "We will treat you as if you were our real son." From that day, the little snake became a big part of the old man's and his wife's lives. The little snake grew and became a big snake, and he was happy with his new parents. One day, the snake approached his father and said, "Father, I am a grown man now, and I want to get married." The father asked, "Do you have a bride in mind you want to propose to?" The snake replied, "I want the daughter of the king to be my bride." The father found his son's request strange, but he agreed to visit the king and ask for his daughter's hand for his son, the snake. The old man visited the king and showed him respect, asking for his daughter's hand for his son. When the king asked the old man to tell him more about his son, the old man explained that his son was a snake he had adopted. The king laughed so hard, thinking it was a joke, but the old man assured him that he was serious. Then the king said, "I will accept if you turn my garden into a golden garden." Thinking this would be impossible, the old man went back and informed his son, the snake, about the king's wish. The snake gave him a seed and asked him to plant it in the king's garden. Without question, the old man went and planted the seed as his son had requested, hoping it would turn the garden golden and his son could marry the daughter of the king. Once he finished and raised his head, the garden became all gold. When the king came down, he was impressed by his golden garden. He explained to the old man that he had not expected him to really turn his garden into gold. Then he said, "Turn my castle into a golden castle, and I will accept the snake marrying my daughter." The old man returned home and informed the snake of the king's new wish. The snake gave him a broom and asked him to sweep the castle floor with it. The old man did exactly what his son had asked him and swept the castle floor with the broom he had given him. The castle turned into gold in the blink of an eye, and the king was shocked. Then the king called his wife and daughter and told them the story of the snake. The daughter obeyed her father as he had made a promise, and she agreed to marry the snake. The king then summoned the old man to the palace and told him that his daughter had agreed to the marriage. The old man returned home with great joy and informed the snake that the princess had accepted the marriage. And soon after, the snake and his father arrived at the castle in a chariot pulled by 3 great elephants. When the snake arrived and entered the castle, the king and his wife were very scared, but the princess remained calm. When the snake met the princess, she greeted him with respect and kindness, bowing gently before him, while the snake looked at her with gratitude and admiration, surprised by her courage and gentle heart. He asked if she was afraid, but she gently touched him and said she was not, because she felt he had a kind heart. With her gentle touch, in a magical moment, a handsome prince emerged from the snake's skin. Everyone stared in shock, unable to believe their eyes, as the prince calmly explained that a wicked witch had trapped him in a snake's body. He held the princess's hand and continued that only true kindness from a princess could break the spell. The princess felt her heart overflow with joy and wonder as she looked at the handsome prince standing before her. Then the queen took the snake's skin and burned it in the fire, saying, "Now you will never turn into a snake again." The prince tried to stop her, saying, "Oh no, you don't know what you just did." But it was too late, and the prince turned into a white dove, leaving everyone in shock. He flew quickly, hit the window glass, hurt himself, began to bleed, and then flew away, leaving the princess in deep sadness, crying without stopping. The princess could not bear the pain in her heart and informed her parents that she would go to find her prince. She went deep into the forest, crying and searching everywhere for him. And then she met a kind fox who saw her crying and offered to help her. She told the fox her story, and the fox told her that he had heard her story sung by the magic birds. The fox took her to the magic birds, and she learned from them that the prince had turned human again, and that he was in his castle, badly injured and close to dying. The fox told her not to worry, because she could save him by placing 3 magic feathers on his wounds, and that if she waited until night, when the birds slept, he could get them for her. And at night, the fox climbed the branches and slowly and gently took a feather from each bird, and he gave them to the princess so she could save her prince. The princess hugged the fox warmly and thanked him with all her heart for his help. She said goodbye to him and walked bravely toward the prince's castle. The prince lay pale and unconscious, while his parents stood beside him, crying in despair. The princess entered his room and looked at him sadly, then looked at the feathers, hoping they would help. When she placed the feathers on his wounds, the prince immediately opened his eyes. He stood up and hugged her and said, "I dreamed that you would come to save me." Soon after, they celebrated a beautiful wedding in the castle, surrounded by joy and light, and from that day on, the prince and the princess lived happily ever after.
Granny Fofa finished her story tonight. Stars are shining soft and bright. Close your eyes, it's time to sleep. Magic dreams are yours to keep. I am safe, I am loved, I am gentle Sweet dreams follow me all night long. Sleep, my little heart, sleep tight. See you in dreams till morning light.
Nighty, nighty, sweethearts.